Hello， 大家好，我们说一下 Marya， 她是一个非常勇敢而且非常直接的女人。那么我们看一下不同的段落里面作者是怎么描写 Marya 的吧。
Dmitrieva came her voice from there. So she went into the ballroom to ask for this Marya. Herself came the answer in a rough voice, and Marya Dmitrieva entered the room. So
herself.
Well, basically, she's asking Marya Dmitrieva, right?
Yeah,
and this is me. I came myself, herself. So she's identifying herself. Sometimes people say that. The unmarried ladies and even the married ones except the very oldest rose. So all the unmarried ladies and even the married ones except the very oldest rose. Everybody got up.
Right. Okay.
Marya Dmitrieva paused at the door.
Oh.
Tall and stout.
Oh.
Holding high her 50-year-old head with gray curls, she stood surveying the guests. Health and happiness to her whose name day we are keeping, and to her children. So she's talking about whose name day? Daughter and mother. They had the same day, right?
Yeah.
She said in her loud, full-toned voice, which drowned all others.
Drowned?
Drown means like you go underwater, you cannot breathe anymore.
Cannot breathe.
So her voice drowned every other voice. So she made other voices sound quiet.
Oh my.
Well, you old sinner, she went on, turning on to the Count who was kissing her hand. So Count is kissing her hand.
Okay.
Says, you old sinner means you bad guy. Yeah, you old bad guy. You're feeling dull in Moscow, I dare say. You're feeling dull, not very interested in Moscow. Nowhere to hunt with your dogs. So the Count likes to hunt.
Oh.
But what is to be done, old man? Just see how those nestlings are growing up. Who's a nestling means people in the nest, like little birds. So she's talking about his children, how his children are grown up.
Oh my god.
And she pointed to the girls.
Oh.
You must look for husbands for them, whether you like it or not. So she's pointing to his daughters. You have to look for husbands for them. Assuming a soft, high tone of voice. Come here, my friend. And she ominously tucked her sleeves up higher. Pierre approached, looking at her in a childlike way through his spectacles. Come near, friend. I used to be the only one to tell your father the truth when he was in favor. In your case, it's my evident duty. She paused. All were silent, expectant of what was to follow, for this was clearly a prelude. Okay, we can stop here.
Okay.
But he's saying, I used to know your father, kind of like when your father was in favor, everybody liked him. When your father, everybody liked him because he was young. Yeah. And then so she was used to telling the truth. Something. I used to be the one to tell your father the truth. So she used to whatever, doesn't matter. Something.
When he was in favor.
Right. When she told the truth about stuff to him, maybe how he was.
When his father was in favor.
Yes. But now that his father's not in favor, in your case, in Pierre's case, it's my duty, it's my I have to do the same thing to you, tell you the truth. So she paused, and everybody was like trying to listen what she's gonna say.
Expectant of what was to follow.
For this was clearly only the beginning. She was gonna say something more about him.
For this was clearly
only a prelude. Beginning of something. Yeah. A fine lad, my word, a fine lad. His father lies on his deathbed, and he amuses himself setting a policeman astride a bear. So who's a fine lad here?
Pierre.
Right. So he's saying that his father is dying on the deathbed, and he's amusing himself, having fun, by putting a policeman next to a bear. So she's critical to him. Or she's criticizing him.
So lad is a bad guy.
Lad is a young boy.
Okay.
For shame, sir. For shame. It would be better if you went to the war. So she said.
It's a lady, okay?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But she's big, okay?
Okay.